Okay. You saw me doing Boo personality quiz already, and you saw that I used to be a mastermind, and then somehow I became a realist. Um, this is just a thought experiment, and it's 7 different thought experiments. Because when you take the quiz, there are these are experiments. There are 7. Anyway, there are. You can be extremely agreeing, extremely disagreeing, somewhat agree, somewhat disagree, and middle ground agree and middle ground disagree with every question. Plus, you can be like literally in the middle of every question. So, just an experiment. What would happen if we hit the middle button for literally every question? We're not even going to read the question. We're just literally going to hit the middle button for every single flipping question and see what personality that is. We are going to try to see if we can break the personality test quiz where they cannot diagnose us. Okay, so according to that, you are an artisan. So if you literally are neutral, you are a literal artisan. That would be an ISTP. So let's look at the artisan. So it's 50, 50, 50, 50 for everything, the artisan. Okay. That was thought experiment number 1. And that ended in like 3 minutes. So we're going to keep going. We're going to try this again. All right. Thought experiment number 2 is, what if you're in extreme agreement with everything? What are you if you are in extreme agreement with everything? Again, if you are in extreme agreement with everything, you are an artisan. That makes no sense, because if you're a middle ground with everything, you're an artisan. All right. Let's try that again. We are going to do it now. Let's see if you are in extreme disagreement with everything. Let's see what you are. So, according to that, you're a realist if you're in extreme disagreement with everything. That makes no sense. That literally makes no sense. Let's try a fourth thought experiment. What if you are in somewhat agreement, in middle ground agreement with everything? Again, you're still an artisan. Huh. This really makes no sense. Let's try this again. What if you're in middle ground disagreement with everything? You're a realist again, huh? That also, again, makes no sense. If you're in extreme position on anything one way or the other, you shouldn't be a realist or a artisan. Let's try this again. What if you are only slight agreement with everything? So if you're neutral to everything, slight agree with everything, middle agree with everything, or completely agree with everything, you're still an artisan. Does that make any sense from a logical standpoint? I don't think so. So let's try this one more time. This time, this is the 7th try, and we're going to slightly disagree with everything. Oh, wow, if you slightly disagree with everything, you're a protector. All right, so apparently these personality tests may be bogus because, again, that really doesn't make sense. They just might be bogus. Anyway, that was my experiment. If y'all would like me, I'm thinking about taking a personality test somewhere else, not the Boo app, because Boo app sucks and I'm fixing to delete the thing anyway. Anyway, have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the thought experiment. I don't see how you can be an artisan if you're neutral and agree all the way, part of the way, or somewhat of the way with all the questions. I don't see how you can be a realist if you disagree with all the questions and that you somewhat disagree with all the questions. And a protector, how close are they to realists? If you just slightly disagree with everything. Anyway, comment down below what. Go ahead. I mean, comment down below what your personality is. Because this is just, ridiculous. Because it makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. I think I'm going to stick with the idea that I am a mastermind because that's the only one that makes sense to me. which is this one. This is the one that I got, and this is the one that it says I was. And originally, so I need to take the personality test from a separate source because I think I just debunked the whole entire personality test model. But what do you think? Comment down below. Later.